Hello all and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I am here in Ponytown and the character editor because we're going to be trying out a new Ponytown experiment. Now I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't even made the character that I'm going to be using for this experiment yet, but essentially here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit new character and we're going to name it clone this character. That's right. We're going to have people clone our character and we're going to have people copy it. We're gonna have as many people as possible to try and copy our character, and the reason why we're doing this is because it seems like every other day or every week or something like that there's like dozens of posts either on Reddit or Ponytown Discords or other Ponytown communities and things like that, like such as Amino and stuff like that, where people are complaining that, oh, they're copying my character, oh, they're copying my character, oh, they're copying my character. Well, let's give those people copying characters a character to copy and see how many copies of this character we can get. Now, the main rules for this essentially is I'm going to be making a character. This isn't what it's going to look like. I'm going to do like this cool like time-lapse thing of me like making the character or whatever. Essentially, once that's done, I'm going to go into Ponytown, just wander around in certain places, kind of stay idle for a while and see how many people will stumble upon me and try to copy the character. So yeah, let's just get right into it, I guess. Let me know in the comments below what you think is going to happen. This experiment is, I'm sure, going to take me a long time. I'm going to be doing this over the course of the rest of the week, and that's probably why this is going to be out on a Friday or something like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this little montage here of me making this character, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, whatever it may end up becoming. Okay, finally, it's been like 3 days of this whole little experiment, everything like that, and someone, I don't know who this is, but they have finally copied my character. As you can see, there's not a friends list thing on there. They're not in my party. They just came up on me and everything like that. This is awesome. They actually made it like basically perfect. Like the purple is basically the same shade as purple. The gray is basically the same shade. That is awesome. I can't freaking believe it. It took like 3 days. I literally was about to like completely abandon the project because it's been literally 3 days of trying this, and I was like, oh, maybe I should abandon this or redo it and maybe try to do a different character. But it actually worked. Someone actually copied it. Yes, we're getting somewhere. This is the only one so far. We'll see if there's any more for the rest of the week, but this is exciting. This means that it's possible that people might actually start doing this. I am excited to see what happens from here. Heck yeah, let's go. I wonder who they are or what they're thinking, because I haven't said anything. So there is a second clone now. This one's called Hey. I'm assuming this person called their friend or contacted their friend, which I'm assuming this person, the Hey person, is this person's friend. And I'm assuming that because it happened so fast after the other ones. We got 2 copies of ourselves now. This is getting interesting. I can't wait to see if we get more or what happens from there. But this is interesting because it's just out of nowhere. There's another one now, and it's like honestly even closer to a clone of me than the other one. So this is getting interesting. I can't wait to see what else happens. Earlier they whispered me. I crashed earlier, so I don't have it saved anymore. But earlier they whispered me hey, and I said hey back, but they didn't turn into any kind of conversation. So I haven't even said anything to these people yet, technically. So that's interesting. Oh, and this person's like, I want to join. It's working. I knew this was gonna happen. This is what I expected to happen, is like people like clone me once or twice, and then other people just float in on that because it's like, oh well, it's like a group, it's like a club. We gotta all be the same character. Oh, that's fantastic. I really hope this person does it. Oh my god. 3rd day, who would have thought? On the 3rd day we get 3 people to clone me. This is exciting. I'm like legit excited about this. I love this so much. And this person, by the way, just took charge and was like, well, you gotta clone us, you gotta copy us to do it. I fucking love it. Let's go. Alright, so it's been a full week now of just standing around or flying around with this character here, and these are the results, and what my thoughts on those results and experiences and everything like that are. So, for the first couple of days, I was extremely worried that, like, this wasn't really going anywhere. I hung out around Spawn and the docks for hours and never got so much as a comment directed towards me. It almost was like I was invisible and that people just weren't paying attention or didn't care or something like that. And it made me kind of wonder if the character stood out enough to be noticed and, you know, actually have this experiment work and everything like that. If the character didn't stand out, then there would have been no way for anyone to notice it and copy it. So I started to think if I should just restart with a new character. But I told myself to wait for the 5th day to restart because at that point, it probably would have been considered a failure at that point. Part of why I thought this was also happening is because I accidentally made it an Ace Pride character, and I genuinely did that by accident. I made a character and I was like, I'll make it solid white or solid black because those are like the easiest things to do, right? So I was like, I'll just make it one of the solid colors, and I chose white because it's brighter, maybe it'll stand out more. And then I was like, oh, well, let's add some black because that's also a very simple color. And then I was like, oh, well, gray and purple go really good with those colors. And so I added those to it, and then I just ended up with an Ace Pride character that I was having everyone copy. And I genuinely did that by accident because it was only until like the 2nd day that I realized this is an Ace Pride horse. And more people ended up kind of pointing that out later on the 3rd day, which thankfully the 3rd day these things kind of changed and I started to get noticed while hovering around the docks. So here is what happened when I finally got noticed. Ah, fucking hell. Okay, I missed it. But if we go over here, cool. One of them just suggested, what if we did a raid of this? And the other one was like, we should. So they actually seemingly have like the same idea in mind. And I think that's hilarious. I can't wait to see what happens. Also, we got a 5th one now. So there's 5 of us. I remember at the time that I was actually about to get off because I was eating and had just finished my dinner. So the timing on it could not have been like literally any more perfect than it actually was. So this person copied this character, obviously, as you saw in the clip. Very soon after this, another person came by copying the character and hanging out with us. And more came till we had a whole party of clones. That honestly was one of the interesting things about this to me. Once it started, it just kind of took off. The day after this, I came on again to see if more people would copy the character and had a similar thing happen. Someone copied me, and then another, but it didn't ever really stick, and they didn't really hang out around me for very long at all. I don't know why they didn't hang out for very long on that day, but they just didn't. After that, another day came by, and I was able to get like one more clone on that day specifically, but nothing fantastical happened, or at least nothing as fantastical as what happened on the 1st day, which the 1st day was in fact so crazy that one of the clones actually made a Discord server for the clones, and they called it Ace Cult. Well, I think we just went from, when did this become a cult? I have no fucking clue. There's literally a Discord server now. It's very small, obviously, because they literally just made it, but as you can see, there's literally a Discord server now. It was hilarious. The Discord server itself only ended up getting like 3 of the people that copied the characters, but honestly, that was absolutely hilarious to me, and it kind of taught me something about this experiment. Ponytown players all seem to want to be part of something. It doesn't matter if it's a cult, a regiment, a species, or something else entirely. People in this game want to be part of something. Now, during this experiment, people who had copied me began helping others copy me, as if to create a larger group, to make something that would bring people together, or make it in such a way that they can be part of something. And that's very fascinating and interesting to me, because that wasn't the purpose of this experiment. The purpose of this experiment, it wasn't to start a cult, but because everyone assumed it was a cult, it sort of became one. And I really wanted to see how many people would copy you if you gave them permission without saying anything. Like, keep in mind, throughout this entire experiment, I never once told anyone directly or indirectly to copy me, and that somehow turned into a cult. Now, all I had was the name, of course, that just says, copy this character. Beyond that, I didn't tell anyone to do anything, so it's fascinating. Considering how many people jumped on board and how it snowballed so fast, I can only come to the conclusion that Ponytown players just want to be part of something. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure all the the psychology and everything like that goes into it, but I do have some ideas. Firstly, I don't think your average player wants to miss out on something that could potentially be a one-time thing. For example, none of the people who copied me ever had any idea why I was doing this and had no idea if I would ever return again. As well, they had no idea that I was Danny Ball Sub or anything like that. For some of the people that may be like, oh, well, you're Danny Ball Sub, maybe they recognized you and wanted to hop in on that or whatever. There's no way they could have known that because, first off, I was set to offline during the time that all these people cloned me. There's no Twitter or anything like that attached to the character. As well, I haven't announced that I was doing this or anything like that. So I think that they may have decided to copy me in case that they would never be able to copy me again. Secondly, I think the more likely explanation on this is curiosity. At least in this case specifically, because unlike joining a regiment or a species or something else, this copy this character thing is very different and makes you wonder what will happen if you do what the name says. Will it suddenly become a cult? Will you suddenly be given new fun things to do? That was written twice in my script for some reason. Will the person you are copying get upset? Will they get happy? Maybe you'll make their day, or maybe you'll get some kind of reward. The allure of the unknown in this specific case undoubtedly drew in the most people. Thirdly, I think people want to be part of something in Ponytown because Ponytown is a social game at the end of the day, and the point of it is to make friends and have fun, even if that means joining a cult. So there you have it. This was a fun experiment to try out, and I hope you guys had fun watching it. I'm definitely going to be taking what I learned here and applying it to future experiments and projects and things like that. But for now, I don't really have much else to talk about this experiment other than a single tip to you all, and that is to not give up on your regiment or species after only trying for a couple of hours to get members. Even if it takes like a couple of days, just don't give up, because once a few people do join, your numbers can grow out of nowhere. It can snowball, they'll get their friends involved, people will want to become part of something, and that it'll just kind of snowball, like I said, especially if you're offering something unique in your group. So anyway, I do hope that you all enjoyed this stupidly long, crazy experiment of mine. If you did, please do like, subscribe, and share, and do all of those wonderful things like that, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. No, it's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.